Hello, I hope you are doing well. Due to current quarantine and current situation, I'm facing a pretty serious problem and soon I will run out of gadgets for review. I got like 4 or 6 items in the review queue and then it will be exhausted, and unfortunately due to cancellation of flights, mail is working not so good, so I'm not sure will I get something new, but anyway, let's hope I won't face it, or anyway I will have a chance to do a few off-topic reviews that I want to do for quite a long time. I've got interesting multi-tool, I've got multimeter, my screwdriver set and so on. Anyway, today for review I've got an item that managed to arrive right in time, just before the beginning of quarantine, and actually it's a really good portable digital to analog converter, and it gathered a lot of attention recently. It's made by Hidizs, it's S8, and what makes it such interesting is the serious approach. Here used recent CS43131 digital to analog converter chip. It supports DSD up to 256, of course highest resolution 384 kHz 32 bits, up to 30 mW per channel, and actually up to 2 volts RMS depending on the load. Actually it also measures good. I will add links to the measurements by Audio Science reviews to the description. But today I will share my subjective opinion based on the subjective listening. Price is $90, and now let's have a closer look. So, box is simple, minimalistic, but pretty attractive. You can see that there are 2 color versions of the device, and that's pretty much it. On the back side printed some features, and it's not that interesting for us. Let's go inside. So here is the device itself. Actually, in real life it looks smaller than it appears on the photo, and also you will have a lot of cables. So long regular USB cable to use with desktop or portable or laptop. So USB-C cable, lightning cable, and micro USB cable. So basically speaking, you can connect it to every single gadget that you can imagine, or to every gadget that you have. Of course this should be cut in a bit more accurate way, but who cares about that. So actually I managed to open it pretty safely without much damage. So in terms of design, it's minimalistic. So aluminum frame with plastic front and back panels, looks shiny and pretty fun. Nice clicking buttons, so you need just to select the proper cable. As you can see here, used micro USB. I think it makes getting cables a bit simpler. So you insert the cable, connect the other end to your source, and that's it. So you can change the volume. Hooray! Comparing with recent dubs without volume control, I think it's a great addition. It's really lightweight, almost feather-like, and here you plug your headphones and it's done. So pretty minimalistic, just back to the basics device. And of course about the sound, Hidizs tried to make this digital to analog converter as detailed as possible and create a natural, uncolored, a bit bright, leaning towards the treble signature, and they've succeeded. It's sounding pretty engaging. So if you need something with additional weight or low frequencies, if you listen to some bass heavy genres, probably it's not the best option, but of course you can compensate it with some bassy in-ear monitors or headphones, but in general this device is created for listening the music that requires resolution, that requires layering, that requires all that tiny subtle nuances, and the amount of the details and all that tiny things that this digital to analog converter capable delivering is pretty surprising for such a small device. I think it's because here used pretty good digital to analog converter chip, because this Cirrus Logic was used in few really good devices, and this one is not an exception. So let's probably proceed step by step. I will use FIO M11 Pro as a source, but of course it doesn't matter. Almost all digital sources that is capable of direct outputting signal to the digital to analog converter are equal. There won't be big difference. More important, of course, is to have the clean USB power supply, because this device uses your source USB power, and of course it's consuming battery, so it's comparing with regular music listening, it speeds up battery draining at about 30%, so it's average in terms of power consumption, not the most light in this aspect, but not also really not the most consuming. But anyway, you're paying partially the price for this for better sound, and as usual, if you disconnect the headphones, it will disconnect from the source. It's a common feature for modern devices, and it's pretty nice thing. So bass is really well controlled, it's detailed, it's really natural, it's pretty deep, so it controls everything well. If you don't try to connect some 300 ohm impedance headphones, of course, it's not created for such things, but actually it behaves more or less okay with them. But with in-ear monitors and with sensitive full-size headphones, it's really really performant and pretty good. So it's really good in texturing, and it's sounding really natural, so it will give you that textures, all the body, all the nuances of the instruments. It's lacking a bit of weight sometimes, but it can be compensated with headphones. But of course it's a matter of preferences. If you need more weight, there are a lot of other options. And as an example here, I actually installed USB Audio Player Pro, and as an example here I will use Musica Nuda. I hope you miss them as much as I did. So every single track of Musica Nuda will be okay, but this one, Rimando, is also pretty okay, so it's just the traditional classical type of tracks, so acoustic bass and female vocal sounding in a great striking contrast, and as usual well recorded. And this small tiny device is really good with such tracks, because it's performant and it will have all the nuances of the voice and all the nuances of the bass, so it's really good with such tracks. Mids are pretty resolving, bit focused on the micro contrast, bit critical for the quality of the record. It's not trying to hide something or to highlight something, not trying to add some weight or emotion, so you need some proper recorded tracks, and with such tracks it will really shine, giving you really surprisingly good amount of details here. And also it's really efficient in building the imaginary stage. It's noticeably above average both in width and in depth, sounding really organic, with realistic instruments and with nice weight, but of course when it's present in the record, because it's, as I've said before, it's not trying to highlight something or to add something. And as an example, I've got the group that I really like. It's Threshold. It's something in between of thrash metal, as the band's title hint, and progressive styles of metal. You know, it's kind of something in between when you think that classical thrash is too monotone or too primitive, and progressive metal is just too boring and too complicated, so this guy combines nice catchy tunes, good arrangements and catchy riffs with well balanced, not super heavy sound, so it's like, you know, it's not brutal groups for those who prefer more technical side of things. And of course there are a lot of distorted guitars here, really nice clean and clear vocal, good percussion, and actually this tiny thing managed to play all this stuff on a pretty decent level, of course paired with some good headphones. And today as a good headphones we're using Noble Audio Kaiser Encore. And treble is also nice part here. It's a bit highlighted, so if you, but not too much and not in terms of amount, just a bit of added energy put in the treble area. Treble has good extension, noticeably above average actually, and pretty good in terms of attacks, decays, resolution, realism, so everything is pretty good here. And it even shows basic treble layering and gives you pretty nice overtone saturation. Not comparable with even medium level dubs, but for small portable mobile device pretty good level of performance. But of course you will need to get the proper in-ear monitors to benefit from that. And as an example for the treble, I've got it's Kent Poon audio file Jazz Prologue third part and track named I Should Care, so it's fortepiano, recorded really good, and of course as every timbre rich instrument it has a lot of overtones, and this device represented on a pretty good level. Of course not 100%, but really good performance for this tire and for this size. And in terms of pairing, of course it created more for the in-ear monitors or sensitive full-size headphones. No, it's not created to drive like, I don't know, planar magnetic headphones, power-hungry cans and so on. But with average in-ear monitors in terms of sensitivity, it's really good. It also has a nice, pretty low level of background noise, so even sensitive models won't be a big issue. But with sensitive in-ear monitors, actually steps of volume control can be a bit too big. But with normal sensitivity like this, you can find a proper amount easily. So, once again, natural, detailed, technical, resolving sound for those who like such representation, but at the same time it's not too going into clinical level of details. Sometimes it's lacking a bit of weight, but it could be compensated with in-ear monitors. Speaking about the comparisons, you know, there are a lot of good small portable digital to analog converters here, and you should probably make your choice based on your usage scenarios and based on your preferences. For example, with Hidizs you will get all necessary cables, and it's a good plus, for example. Also, you know, for example, one of close rivals is E1DA 9038S. E1DA is noticeably more powerful and a bit more resolving and a bit more technical, so it's a bit more impactful on the low frequencies, but because of added power first of all. But at the same time, E1DA lacks usability and no volume control, for example, no cables, and you know, it's really tight choice, because if you need to drive full-size headphones and you want to drive full-size headphones with your smartphone, of course E1DA is your natural choice. But for the in-ear monitors, I'd probably prefer this one because of volume control, and you know, it really makes difference. iBasso DC01 pretty close in terms of performance to this model, but iBasso is balanced only. Comparing with Meizu DAC, this one is a bit more technical and a bit more convenient thanks to this volume control. So as you can see, choice is pretty tight and a lot of options exist in this price range. I don't know, Kozoid tact C is a bit more technical with a bit more weight on the low frequency, so it's another step forward in terms of sound. So if you're interested in some additional comparisons, just feel free to ask. But in general, you know, Hidizs managed to create a good digital tonal converter. As far as I remember, there is a OEM version of this digital tonal converter made by Tempotech, and it's probably offering the same sound and same because it has the same internals, but I didn't compare and I didn't test, so I test Hidizs S8, and I can tell about Hidizs S8 for $19. It's a really good offer if you of course prefer such sound signature. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.